Do you want to do a little vocal warm-up? Pew! That defeats the purpose. Cha cha cha. Ha ha ha. I got you a present.
Oh.
But you can't have it until later in the podcast.
Oh.
I'm just going to put it here and you can kind of look at it and you can open it later on. I got it for you in America. Hello and welcome back to Am I Bothering You? Which I momentarily forgot the name of. It's a new podcast featuring me, Christopher Bingham, and my sister,
Me.
Jen, with the same surname. And I've forgotten that we have a soundboard, so I'm just going to refresh our memories of what my soundboard has on it.
Christopher Bingham.
That's one of them.
Christopher Bingham.
And then we've got... Always, every time.
I dropped my
If
wand.
there's ever there's one sound in the world that I know makes you laugh.
Hooray!
Welcome back to the show that we're doing. We've both kind of been ill. I've been out of the country for what ended up being 5 weeks. It was supposed to be 4, which is already a long time. And then I got sick the day before I was supposed to fly and had to reschedule my flight back from Virginia. So I've been on the road for a long time, and I've come back and I've seen a couple of friends, and now I'm here. And I still have a bit of a lingering body problem.
A lingering body.
I've got a lingering body problem, as does Jenny.
Yeah.
She's also
Just had a horrible cold the past couple of weeks, and it
Had a
won't go
terrible
away. And I've still got. You can hear it, and I don't sound good.
So if you're listening, if you've kind of got us in another tab and you're just listening to the audio, you might have a hard time differentiating between the two of us. So, sorry about that. Apologies.
Bingham.
Christopher Bingham
Christopher Bingham.
is who we both are today.
So you have yet to get your driving license.
Only a matter of time.
You have not passed your practical yet.
I'm about to.
You have another one booked very soon. Fingers crossed.
Yep.
And when at Christmas, it came up in conversation with our parents, our family. We were talking about the whole driving thing for a bit. And you got really touchy about driving manual versus driving automatic, and the fact that you are doing an automatic test, which means that you cannot legally drive a manual car. And you got really, really touchy about it. And so I thought we could just talk about that a bit further.
They're better.
Okay.
They are better. They're more fun to drive.
Okay.
They're more pleasant to drive.
I don't deny that is probably true, but you cannot legally drive a manual car. Why don't you just do the manual test so you can drive both?
I don't want to. I want to get it over with. It's taken so long. I should have done it when I was 16 and I didn't. And now I'm 33. And I just need it. I just need to get it done. And driving in an automatic is like doing it in easy mode, which is what you do when you just want to get the story over with in a video game. You just switch it to easy, okay? And I have that option in the real world to just take the whole driving experience and put it on easy mode. They make better cars now. They make easy mode cars, which free up your precious mind and attention to look at the more important things, like when there's children in the road, or like who's turning where. And I get, okay, serious answer, like I need to get on the road. I need road experience. I need to be able to drive the car. And There is no, like, in the next 2-3 years, I don't see any situation where I wouldn't have the option. Right? So I'm not thinking like lifetime. I'm just thinking on a horizon of like 2 or 3 years. There is no scenario in the next 2 or 3 years where I won't have the option of an automatic car. Our parents is an automatic. I will rent automatics. When I buy a car or lease a car, I will buy or lease an automatic. And 1, 2 years, 3 years down the line, if I become like a big car guy, a big old car, big old gearhead, right? I will do it again with manual, and I'll put manual on my fucking license. Okay?
Yeah.
And then I'll be fine. And while I'm at it, I'll get a forklift qualification. And I'm going to do the scissor lift. There's not going to be a vehicle in the universe that I can't drive by the end of this process. But it's a multi-year process, and it starts with automatic car because I just am 33 and time's running out. You know what I want most in the world? You know what I want most in the fucking world? Jennifer? I want to go to Christmas at our parents' house and be able to leave. I want to be there at 9 p.m. on Christmas Day, covered in food and presents and everything. And I want to go, right? Well, it's been nice.
Whose car are you driving away in?
Mine!
Okay. You said you weren't going to buy one.
A rental!
Okay.
I need to experience the freedom of that moment. Well, it's been nice.
I've had my license for almost 10 years.
I can revoke the present.
I told you he was touchy about it.
Can you tell me about your custom dice bags?
Yeah.
You make custom dice bags.
I
Can
do.
I see one?
This is not a hostile
Can
question.
you get one?
Yeah.
Jenny has been crocheting. Am I correct? Crochet?
Yeah, what colour do you want?
The nicest one. Get the nicest one. Jenny has been crocheting beautiful dice bags
Oh, thanks.
for her nerdy escapades. It's a really nice thing. And she's really bad at promoting it.
And having people tell me I should make them available to other people. And
Everyone's been telling you that you need to sell these. And so I wanted you to show me them on camera and the people at home. And maybe say an email address if anyone wants one, where they can email you and get one for £20.
You want them to email me? I was just going to put them on Etsy.
Skip the fees, man.
Yeah.
Skip the fees. Get a nice close-up of that. Give this to me.
Okay.
Look at this. It's beautiful. And it opens like that. And it closes so elegantly. You too can own one of these.
Thank you.
Did you use the right shampoo today?
Yep.
Are you sure? I'm not asking for any particular reason.
I did. I used the right shampoo. My hair is freshly washed this morning with the correct shampoo that I use. That is good.
Okay.
You like dogs.
I have warmed to dogs. It's true. I have warmed to dogs. Don't tell anybody, because I made it such a big deal.
Yeah.
I've made it such a core pillar of my being over the years that I dislike animals.
Yeah.
And I still won't have a pet. I will not.
You're going to get a dog, I reckon.
I'm not going to get a dog. Because every time I think about how nice a dog might be, I think about all the shit that comes with it. and I don't want it. I like other people's dogs. Sometimes I spent the last month in America with my friends Kat and Steve, and their dogs, Lilu and Gnocchi. And I came back with a gastric disease.
From the dogs.
But I also,
Sorry.
I gotta say, those dogs wore me down. They're very fun dogs. They're very fun. They've got very different personalities. I got a couple nights there, I got quite drunk, and I got very cuddly with the dogs.
And you, like my dog, you've been cuddling with our dog.
I have been...
It's wonderful to see.
I take Rocco, Jen and James's dog, and I spin him.
And he loves it.
I spin him on the wood floor, 360 degrees. I just, with his own momentum, I spin him. And he doesn't know where he is. Doesn't know what's going on.
But he loves it. And he loves you.
He doesn't.
And you love him.
No.
That wasn't an immediate no. You like dogs. That is all.
It'll never hold up in court.
My third one's not very good.
It's not very good. Can you speak up a little? What's that?
I don't know.
Your third one's not very good.
Yeah. I'll just ask it anyway and we'll see what happens. Do you think that you are having an early midlife crisis?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I thought.
Yes.
Cool.
I mean, how does one define such a thing?
Well, I don't know. You clearly have, though, because you said yes. So that's fine. It clears it up.
Yeah.
We can move on now.
We'll circle back. Coming up later on this episode, Jenny's going to tell me what her least favorite thing that I've made is and why.
Yeah, and Chris is going to tell us all about bobbins and what they are used for.
I can't wait. It's a subject I'm very passionate about. Jenny's also going to dazzle us with her mental arithmetic skills.
And then Chris is going to list all of the song titles on the 2023 Fall Out Boy album, So Much for Stardust.
I don't know about you guys at home, but I can't wait. Did you bring a show and tell item, and did you want to go first?
Yeah, sure. It's this game.
Ooh!
It's my favorite game at the moment. We got it recently.
Tell me what it is.
It is called Fungi or Fungi. I think both pronunciations are correct. And it's a 2-player only card game. I came across it several years ago.
May I?
Yes. I came across it several years ago and I saw it and I went, it's a game about mushrooms. I love mushrooms. I need it. And then I never got it. And then I finally got it like a month ago.
The box claims that it's created by a guy called Brent Povis, which is a good name.
It is a good name.
I'm going to open it up.
Yeah. And you collect mushrooms from the forest and you have to collect a certain amount of the same mushroom and then you can cook them in a frying pan. And sometimes you cook them with butter or cider and you get points and it's just wonderful. It's just a wonderful little game.
And it's good?
Yeah.
You would recommend?
I would recommend
As a
if
board.
you're looking for a good 2-player board game, I recommend. It's very, very lovely.
And you can be trusted on this kind of opinion because you're a board and card game kind of nerd. You've got a whole wall.
What are you doing?
You're flipping them around and putting them back some upside down and some the wrong way round. And I'm going to take this instruction-y one and I'm just going to kind of slot it in the middle here.
I'm going to kill him. He doesn't know this, but I'm going to absolutely...
And I'm going to take that little blank one. I'm just going to put it in here.
So uncomfortable and I'm not
So some of them are going to be facing forward and some of them are going to be facing backwards.
To kick him out of my house.
That's because that's the back of the card. So that's going to face this one. There's the basket. That's one of the, I think just there's 2 basket cards. So that basket card's going to go face in at the top. And then this one's going to go the other way around, kind of in the middle. They need to be split in half. So we're going to split it more or less kind of evenly, put it back in the box. And then the instructions. That's really cool. I can't wait to play it with you. I've got to go get mine. I forgot to bring it into the room.
Okay.
I'll be 2 sec. I'll be right back.
He'll be back.
So these are the Birdman glasses.
Yeah.
These are my Birdman glasses.
And wonderful they are. Can I try them on?
Yes. They are brandless, solid wraparound sunglasses that claim to have a UV 400 protection. They were made in China, and they were purchased by me at Buffalo Exchange in Richmond, Virginia.
They're so like weighty and solid.
Yeah. And
they're so tight.
I fell in love with them at first sight because of how perfectly they do not suit my head.
They're too big for my face. They're very, very big.
They make me look like a time-traveling serial killer.
I love it.
So while I was in the States, we also went to New Orleans and we marched in a parade, which was so much fun. We marched in Chewbacca's, a science fiction themed parade. And the crew that I was in was the Space Vikings. So it was all white and silver. The chaotic energy that these glasses give me is something very special. And I wanted to share them. Would you like to wear them again and feel the power?
I really would, yeah.
I know for a fact that Tom Scar doesn't have a driver's license either. So I need to beat him. That's all that matters really, is that I beat Tom Scar.
Yeah.
And I wanted to talk a little bit more about the midlife crisis.
Okay.
So I think it's interesting, right? Because yes, like I think there is room for the word crisis. Mm-hmm. Because I had a way that I thought my life was going to go. Right? I thought that I understood what the next 5 or 6 years of my life were going to look like. And then that was disrupted. And so in response to that, I kind of like took a moment. Like I know what how I'm liable to be in moments of like kind of severe soul searching, you know? I kind of fought the instinct to immediately try and problem solve, right? Immediately try and like figure out what's next and, you know, get out there and like be doing things and be, you know, applying for things or like moving on to something or, you know, figuring out what my next kind of big career move was going to be. And I decided instead to embark on this like 6 months of travel and self-discovery and memory making, and it's been like wonderful. It's been really wonderful so far.
I'm jealous.
I'm having a great time. It's scary. It is kind of scary at times. It's stressful at times. The challenge for me has been like staying the course, right, in a couple of different ways. The first is like actually committing to, you know, I thought this was a great idea, 3 months ago. And I still think this is a good idea, and I need to not be shaken when I get these moments of doubt. That's been a real struggle. And then the other thing actually is I have actually kind of figured out what I want to do and what my next steps are going to be. And I am being very proactive about it. I want to work more as a producer in animation. And I'm taking big steps to that end. I'm like upskilling. I'm learning softwares that I didn't previously know. I have a mentor, which is it's so wonderful. It's so amazing and life-changing just to have someone who really wants to help you in that way.
I want to talk to you about that because I thought about getting a mentor a while ago. I was like, I think I need a mentor, but I don't know how you go about doing it.
It's the best. It's more of a cultural thing in the States.
Yeah. In
the creative industries in the States than I think here. And my mentor is American. Right. And I'm learning so much. And it just even on like a 1 hour call every few weeks, I'm getting so much insight and so much kind of secondhand experience from that person. And so the other half of that kind of staying the course is committing to that in a long-term way. It's not a day. It's not a week of work. It's going to be an ongoing project for years, you know, even after I get, you know, wherever I'm going to land. I need to continue doing this. So you could describe it from the outside, it might look, and from the inside, frankly, it may feel in many ways like a crisis.
Oh, I feel like I'm permanently in crisis. I have done for several years now, especially about career and work. Like, I truly sympathize with everything you're saying because I feel like we're in very similar boats and it's tough.
When I'm not doubting myself, I feel like I am building deliberately and competently on the skills that I need to build on. And I'm like for the most part, making the right choices.
You're doing it.
I'm having a good time.
You're going for it. You're having a good time. You're making memories. You're having experiences and you're working hard in between.
I recommend it. Frankly, yeah. I think you should have one.
I don't think I can.
Give it a try.
What you said about you kind of have this trajectory in your head of what you think your life is going to be, what you would want it to be, what you plan for it to be with career, etc., etc. And I kind of had that always from like a young age. Of like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to be this. That's my goal. It's all I want to do.
Yeah.
And I haven't done that.
No.
It hasn't happened. It's not happening. I could maybe try and make it happen, but I feel like... We're talking about
performance.
Being an actor, yeah. Being a performer.
On stage or screen or as a voice.
All of the above, yeah.
Yeah.
I've not made it happen in the capacity that I wanted to make it happen and that I always talked about making happen. Like, I was like, yeah, I'm going to be an actor. It's never happened. I've done bits here and there, but that's not how I make a living. That's what I wanted to make a living as an actor or a performer.
That shifted, right? That like has kind of dropped off.
There's various reasons why.
Was there like a moment where it changed? Or where you kind of realized that it had changed?
Not a moment, no. It's been a again, prolonged realization over several, like many years. Like I just, there are many reasons why it hasn't happened. Mostly just my own fault, which is difficult to kind of deal with and process and feel. Like that kind of such a deep rooted disappointment and resentment and to a degree self-loathing at the fact that I basically fucked myself over by not doing this and not doing that and not applying myself and etc., etc. But I do believe that I can still be a performer in some capacity in a work way. And so it's just trying to figure out how I'm going to go about doing that, what that's going to look like now, and trying to make it happen.
Yeah.
But that's something I'm struggling with.
I think it's really interesting how I had this happen while I was in the States, that I kind of I kept saying it, you know, like, I want to do this. This is what I want to, this is where I want to be. And I had that kind of weird transition where I had said it enough times, and then I said it to someone. I was like having a drink with some friends and some friends of friends, and I was talking to someone about my career, and I had this like weird moment of like, oh, that's really true, that I really want to take this path. That was really eye-opening, because then actually you're like, okay, fuck, well, how do I get there?
Yeah.
How do I get there? This needs to be broken down. I need to dedicate a significant amount of time to it. I need to break it up into like manageable steps where I'm kind of there are like broad things that I'm improving and learning, and then there are like little granular things that are like little processes that I can succeed at. And that transition has been really interesting.
Yeah.
And part of it, actually, this is maybe a subject, there's going down a rabbit hole that is too big for this one episode of podcast.
But mine's definitely too big for like, it's too much.
I feel like doing YouTube is one of the worst things that could have happened to me.
Really?
In so much as like it
pigeonholed you.
No. It is always there as an option, as a distraction.
Yes. Okay,
right?
yes, I feel that.
Publishing stuff, I love it, and I love making this, and
Yeah.
we're going to make more of this, and it's going to be great. But self-publishing online, it's the path of least resistance, right? Because if you weren't to do that, but you still wanted to do something like it, you have to navigate the industry. You have to go outside. You have to network with people. You have to fit job descriptions. You have to apply to 100 jobs and only get a call back about one.
Yeah.
You have to dedicate days and days of your life to learning a new skill or getting a qualification. It's so that you can then apply to 100 jobs and only get one call you back. The path of least resistance is the gosh upon one-armed bandit roulette wheel of just making it yourself and throwing it up on the internet. And I was lucky/unlucky enough to experience success doing that for a while. So this is like always in the back of my mind as an option, as something that I can't,
you can fall back on it.
It holds a lot of my resting brain energy.
Yes.
Thinking about YouTube channel, analytics. What am I going to post? How long's it been? Like, what do I do next? What would I like to do? Is this working? Is this not? And the possibility that it is successful is a distraction from pursuing something more foundational and long term.
Yeah.
And ideally you do both those things. And I would like to do both those things, which means slimming down this necessarily so that I can spend all that time and so that I can eventually work in a studio, have hold normal office hours and be a reliable and productive producer, developer, right?
Again, I really feel that. 'Cause I think I'm the same, and I'm going into a period now because, fun fact, I'm planning to start uploading videos on my channel again. Check it out. But I mean, we'll see. I've been procrastinating it for months, but we're gonna try.
And those videos are going to be good and fun.
Yes.
They're going to be fun and rewarding for you to make.
Yes.
They're going to be fun for people to watch.
Yes. Hopefully.
But they are also going to be a distraction from what would have or could have been longer term goals of yours.
Exactly.
Two things can be true at the same time.
Yes. Yes.
That, if you're wondering why everyone's quitting, if you've not been a content creator and you're wondering about what goes on in their brains, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Part of my process has been recalibrating, like consciously recalibrating my brain to not care, but to be realistic, to have I'm like here in terms of salience and importance and brain bandwidth, and I need to be down here, and it needs to be realistic. I need to come in line with realistically how important certain things that I do are to me and my life and my career, because they're out of whack. And I know that. And I'm like, as cool as that would be for it to make money or for something to be really successful, it's still not like I've defined the goal now, right? And it's not that. Even if the successful version of it is not that, except that maybe you get and that's the dice roll, right? Is that you get so successful that you can come at the goal a different way. But actually, that's no longer the case, because there's no amount of YouTube success really doing what I have been doing. There's no amount of success doing this that leads to me being the person that like commissions the next SpongeBob, right?
Yeah.
There's no overlap. I lost my train of thought.
We were born of the same parents.
I keep forgetting the soundboard. We got to keep the younger viewers entertained. We got to wake up the passive listeners every 3 to 4 minutes so they don't click away, so that we get retention. We need retention.
Hooray!
Retention. Keep watching. Coming up, we've got some cool stuff. Don't even worry about it. We need to do some voice recording.
Yeah.
I was in the States and I got this long ass audio message from Ollie Firrell of Victorious Sponge. We did a shoot for them, 4, 5 years ago?
Maybe even more than that.
7 years ago?
It was a long time ago.
We did a shoot for them for a pilot.
Yeah.
It was
a good fun day. It was a good shoot.
I was hanging out at my friend's house in the States, and I got this message from Ollie, who I've not spoken to in many years.
Same.
You got the same.
Yeah. Oh, he tried to call me. I was driving at the time. I didn't.
Saying that they're still working on the pilot.
Yeah.
They're still working on it, and they plan to release it. And could I please do some pickup audio?
Yeah, that's what he messaged me, and then he said, "Can I have Chris's number as well, so I can ask him the same thing?" And so I gave him your number.
Yeah,
and then he messaged you,
and I said, "Sure thing. Next time I'm on microphone." And this is the next time I've been on microphone.
I did mine the next day, and here is some of the sounds that I made.
That's all they need, is just they need the effort sounds.
Fight sounds,
they need effort. So,
Wonderful. Give me some like I've hit you with some nasty attacks.
And just check the levels here. We're in a big wide room. We don't have there might be a little bit of short echo on that. I apologize, Ollie. I think that's good. I think we got some stuff there, right?
We got a big selection. I love it.
We got some real good stuff.
It was great.
It got me thinking, though. Like, you after 15, 16, 20 years of doing stuff, you end up with, like, really weird things that I did not remember doing that shoot. It had been so long, and then it had never come out.
I had a conversation, funnily enough, with Andrew about it several months ago. We just were having a bit of a catch-up on Instagram.
Andrew's the other member of Victorious Sponge.
And it came up in conversation. So it was kind of not fresh in my mind, but it had been in conversation for me. So I definitely, I have quite a vivid memory of that day.
But it's remarkable the things that you do, because there'll be periods of your career where you do like lots of things back to back, and they're like one day shoots, right? And then you forget about them. A year later, 2 years later, they're gone. I did a Barclays, I think it was Barclays. I apologize if it wasn't. It was one of the banks. A short series of like educational videos with Ollie White. I was like the angel of good sound money decisions. Invisible money angels. And we were like celebrating when our guy gets the right ISA or something.
Right.
We got paid for a one-day shoot in an office building in like Chelsea. And I got a message about that about 6 months ago from someone I went to university with who works at that bank and said, I saw you're still up. Your videos are still in the internal. They still come up from time to time. I see your face.
That's wild.
I don't know where they are. Remember all that stuff we did for the 2012 Olympics?
Oh my gosh. Yes.
Where they flew loads of YouTubers in from different countries for the 2012, and we got tickets to random.
Yeah, we went to the
Olympics events. We did to the semi-final of the women's
football in
with
2012.
Megwin.
Yeah.
With Megwin.
Yep.
The Japanese YouTuber. Mm-hmm. We did that exaballing.
That was so much fun. That was when Josh Sundquist was there, I think.
Yeah.
We met him, and I think Hannah Hart was there.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Was in the mix. Craig was around.
It was crazy.
We did loads of weird little shoots. I think we are in some of those other people's videos from that time.
Probably.
And we did the Ministry of Sound shoot.
I think it was actually my first paid acting gig. Was I did these like weird kind of educational tutorial type videos for Google, for YouTube. Yes. With Kyan, Crabsticks, and Daniel J. Layton. And there's I don't know if they exist now, if they live
definitely not
in the ether
anymore.
somewhere. I would not know where to find them. I probably wouldn't be able to.
I found like a day's worth of footage from that shoot, from those tutorial shoots where you're wearing the jumpsuits.
Yes, we were wearing these bright colored jumpsuits.
I've got one folder on a hard drive that I archived recently of stills and footage from that shoot.
Yeah, for some reason.
And Chris and Dan and Kyan.
You weren't involved in it, but you might have just been at the YouTube space that day. It was the old YouTube space as well.
I was working in the next room in the edit bay doing editing for them for Google.
Right.
At the time.
Oh, okay.
And I think for some reason the footage got one card of footage got logged onto my hard drive. Maybe they ran out of space or something. Or I was maybe cut a little promo of it. So I wasn't the editor on that project.
Maybe.
But I found it. And like, I'm just going to bring it up. What's the statute of limitations on that? I'll just show it.
It was like 2012.
This footage belongs to Google, YouTube, circa 2012. But here it is. Here, look at these guys.
We got paid to do this. It was great.
So good. You know what else I found recently? I'm blowing up their spot, so if you want any of this, you're going to have to go get it before they watch this, because they all, of course, all watch this podcast. Do you remember the multiverse? The channel, the funded channel, the multiverse?
Yes.
It's no longer on YouTube.
Really?
The whole thing. But you know what? For some reason, they put it all on Dailymotion. And it's still on Dailymotion. And I was scrolling through the multiverse. I wasn't really involved in the multiverse. We had friends who did stuff for the multiverse.
Yeah.
And then I found, and I had another one of these like, oh my God, I did that moments, was that Swedish show where they would bring in YouTubers and they'd interview them about films, and then they would dress them up and do like bad green screen comedy recreations of scenes from films.
I don't remember that.
I did an episode of that with Mandy where we did The Lion King. We dressed up as lions and like recreated. Mandy was like a sexy Nala. I was like, because we were talking about how unnecessarily horny she is in The Lion King. Pretty cringy, pretty unfunny episode of this weird low budget show that the multiverse did in the kind of back half of that year.
Wow.
And I'd forgotten we went to the studio, we were there for hours, we shot that, it went out, we promoted it, we tweeted about it. I had completely forgotten that existed.
I watched one of Kyan's the other day. I Am a Writer.
Yes.
In that he shot that in our house at the time.
I went down a weird Kyan rabbit hole. So funny. Recently.
I'm in so many of his. I was like his go-to for a while.
Where are you, Kyan?
I miss Kyan.
Where's Kyan?
Where are you at?
Where'd you go, man? We miss
Hit
you.
us up.
I actually had this on my list and then I deleted it. That I wanted to talk about Kyan.
Aww.
Where are you, man? Because I feel conscious about not blowing up his spot if he doesn't want to be public anymore.
Yeah.
But like, dude, send me a text.
Miss you. Let's
Shoot
hang out.
me a message. Add me on Facebook or whatever.
Yeah.
If you or Instagram, send me a message. There was a period of my life that overlaps quite considerably with a lot of OG PBFB, where Kyan was just always around.
Yeah.
Always in my house. Always sleeping over. He was
good friends for quite some time, I feel.
Kyan was there when we scattered Ed in California.
Yep.
Like, and where are you, dude? Where have you gone? I'd like to hang out. Let's get a beer.
Same. Let's do it.
I'll drive to you in my automatic. I miss him.
Yeah.
And I miss his talent.
Yeah.
You were going to break it to me what your least favorite thing that I've ever made is and explain in great detail why.
It's a difficult one because you've made a lot of things. You've done a lot of things.
Which is your least favorite High Five Spaceship song?
I wouldn't know the name.
Fair.
There are some you made that were just noise.
There we go. Yeah. No, I agree. Yeah. I actually just...
some of them I really like. I love Pulp. That was a great freaking song.
Pulp's a good song. I like.
But
I'm looking
some of
forward
the
to remastering it.
Some of the more earlier stuff, maybe.
It's bad.
Yeah.
It's not music.
Yeah.
I actually yesterday deleted my DistroKid account.
Oh.
And all of that music within the next 2 weeks is going to disappear from stores and Spotify.
So go and get it while you can.
It'll be on my Bandcamp.
Want some noise in your ears? Go get it.
At least for now. But I don't like it. I don't like it. So I'm glad that you don't like it.
Cool.
Or at least I'm fine with it. I'm neutral about it.
Kudos to you for doing it, for freaking going for it.
This isn't what I wanted for this question.
Okay.
You don't want to pump me up. Stop pumping me up. Tell me why I'm shit.
Well, you don't really have much musical talent.
That's fair.
Of our family, we have musicians for parents, and I feel like I got quite a lot of the kind of natural music ability, rhythm.
Interesting.
Singing, etc. You have obviously very good rhythm. You trained as a drummer for many years.
So pinning down a definitive, quotable answer to the question, you hate my early High Five Spaceship music. That's your least favorite.
I wouldn't say
thing.
hate, but yes.
It's your least favorite thing that I've ever made.
Yes.
Thank you for being honest.
Bobbins, plural. A bobbin. Talk to us about it, about them. Well, tell us what they are. What are they used for?
A bobbin is a small wooden item about this long that is used in the process of crocheting and or knitting to push and tighten the weave as you're pulling the weave towards you and creating tension, and so that you can fit more lines in and get a really good even texture. You'll do a whole line and then you'll use the bobbin, aforementioned long wood item, to tamp down the rows that you've done.
That is a thing that that's not what it is, but that is a thing that you're describing weaving.
I'm describing
you do that in
weaving
because you're going in between and then you push it down to make it denser. So you're describing a real thing, but that's not what a bobbin is.
But you don't do that in either knitting or...
No.
I stand by it. That's what a bobbin is.
Cool. Thanks.
You're welcome.
What was the other option that you thought it might be?
Like what you keep your yarn on.
Oh, yeah, that's closer.
Okay.
That's closer to what a bobbin is.
They're both called bobbins, actually, I'll have you know.
Cool.
Interesting quirk of the English language that bobbin can be used to describe both of those items in the process of weaving and in knitting. Mm-hmm.
It's actually like a catch-all word, bits and bobbins.
They're both bobbins. My bobbin, your bobbin, their bobbins. He, she, it, bobbins is to bobbin.
It's a great word to say. Bobbin, you
Bobbin.
try it. Bobbin.
Bobbin.
Bobbins.
Bobbin. So I brought up in my browser here, Key Stage 2, 2022 Key Stage 2 mathematics paper. And I've provided you with a pen so you can note them down. The first question.
Fuck.
The first question, ready your pens. The first question is 6,155 plus 501 plus 649. You're doing great. Technically, you have 30 minutes to complete every question before pens down.
Oh, okay.
We're not going to do that because I have places to be.
8,295.
Fantastic. Next question.
Is that correct?
I'm not going to tell you. Next question. What is 0 times 989?
That's a trick question.
The question is 0 times 989.
989.
Next question.
No?
10 plus what equals 302?
No. 292.
Question 4. 2,400 divided by 2.
2,400 divided by 2
Divided by 2.
is 1,200.
And question 5.
You gave me the hardest one first.
What plus 70 equals 485?
Fuck. 415.
You can put your pen down now. Good job. Well done. Have a present.
Oh, thank you. Did I get them all right?
No. You can have your present now.
Can you tell me which ones I got wrong?
No.
No, you have to. I demand it. I am terrible at maths. I was
You got
always
the first one wrong.
wrong.
Yeah, it was 7,305.
What did I put?
8,295.
Fuck.
You got the second one wrong. Timesing anything by 0 is 0. It was a trick question.
Oh, you're a piece of shit.
You got 3 right, and you got 4 right, and you got 5 right.
So I got 3 out of 5.
Correct.
I want to look at the first one again.
I'll keep them for later.
I want to look at the first one again.
We're moving on. After I did that to you, you can have your present. That is a officially licensed Studio Ghibli, My Neighbor Totoro stainless steel mini pot with matching foam insulated carry case.
Oh, it's so cute.
And it is so cute.
Oh my goodness.
I saw it and I loved it and I thought of you.
What do I put in it?
Soups,
Oh
broths,
my gosh.
teas,
It's so cute. I love it. Thank you.
hot little snacks.
I have so many My Neighbor Totoro things. It's not even my favorite Studio Ghibli film, but I have so many Totoro things. Thank you. I love it. This is so cute.
You're welcome.
This is so cute. Yay. That was worth the awful maths that you made me do.
Good. I'm glad.
In 2023, the band Fall Out Boy,
My favorite.
a great band.
Named
Well-
after a character in The Simpsons.
Really?
Radioactive Man's sidekick. He's called Fallout Boy.
I never realized that. That's crazy.
That's because they're my favorite band and not yours. So
Yeah. Okay. Well, so as your favorite band, you would know that in 2023 they released a new album called So Much for Stardust.
Stardust.
And the 4 is in brackets because
Yeah, I knew that. It's stylized. That's
Yeah,
how
exactly.
I write it.
And why don't you list all the songs, all the song titles on that album? Because I know you probably listened to it quite a lot. So
There are, in fact, actually 11 tracks
okay.
and a bonus. So 12 total. Starts with intro. I know. It's been done. Then you've got punk rock ballad, which is like they're kind of doing like a cliche. They're doing a take on a punk rock love song, like a pop punk love song, and they're taking the piss. Then track 3 is called Bet You Didn't, bracket, See Me Coming.
Oh, I like that. Bet you didn't see me coming. You listening to it in your head?
Night at the Symphony.
It's good.
Track 5 is the titular track, the so much for brackets for Stardust,
Exactly. Yep. Yeah.
because it's slap in the middle. Track 6 is Beans, Beans, Beans. Don't ask me why. It's an odd one. It's a bit of a nonsense song. It's a bit of a quirky one. I personally I'm not a huge fan. I would cut it. Track 7 is Night at the Symphony Part 2. Track 8, Letting Down Leela. Track 9 is called The Moon. Track 10 is called My Sundown. Track 11 is called Boys and Girls.
That's also mine.
And the bonus track 12 is Infinity Forever, brackets, acoustic.
Oh, and that's a play on because one of their first
Because one of their other albums is called Infinity on High.
Infinity on High.
I was
Exactly.
trying
Yeah.
so hard to pull one of the songs off that. How did I do? Don't tell me. I got them all right.
Yeah. You got one of them correct.
Is it the self-titled one?
Yes.
Okay, great. Cool. Then I did about as well as you did on the maths test.
No, I got 3 out of 5.
If you
It was
were
more
really
than
good
that.
at maths, you'd understand that when you scale that up, 3 out of 5 becomes 1 out of 12. So,
Right. Sure. Okay.
that's all we have time for, actually, today. Thank you for listening to the name of...
Keep forgetting the name of it.
Thank you for watching Am I Bothering You? This has been episode 2
Of Am I Bothering You?
of Am I Bothering You, the show, the pod that we make, the podcast that is hosted by Jen Bingham and me, Chris Bingham. What's your handles on things?
At Jen R. Bingham.
And I'm Chris Coolblog on everything, and you can subscribe to this channel. That's where it's going to be, and you can ding the little bell. And I think what we're going to do, we hadn't actually really talked about this, but I saw a couple of little people.
Just springing it on me now.
I saw a couple of tiny little people asking, very tiny little people in their high
Polly Pockets.
pitched little voices. These tiny little Polly Pocket people were asking for an audio only version, and so at the moment we can't monetize that, and that's a big, this is not a huge project, but we do need it to we need it to earn money to cover the costs.
Pay for our tiaras and wands.
We've got to pay for our props that are really good. and add to the quality of the show. I know you guys enjoy it. I spent so much money on the Groucho glasses. We haven't even broken even. So we can't do like a traditional audio podcast. But I think the solution for me that I like, and maybe you can weigh in on it, we put the audio only version on Patreon. The audio only version can be a Patreon feed, which you can actually, it connects with things like Spotify. It creates RSS feeds, so you can follow it as long as you've paired your accounts. So you can listen to it like an audio only podcast if you'd like. That's a privilege you can have if you join my Patreon, patreon.com/Chris Coolblog, and I'll make it available for all tiers. And then maybe in the new year, if we're still making it next year, we'll figure out we might reassess. We'll reassess.
Reassess.
But that's the way it's going to be.
Yeah.
I'm putting my foot down.
Oh,
That's how it's going to be.
don't do that.
So yeah, anything you'd like to add or sign off with or admit to or apologize for?
No.
Me neither.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching.
Thank you. Bye.